Hey everyone, welcome back to Nova Scotia. Well, as so often happens, the spring storms that ravage the Midwest and the States, by the time they get here, we just get beautiful rain out of them. One of the perks of living this far east. So I've got the phone strapped to the head cam, so I'll give you a little April tour. We've had quite the rain. Rained all night. So this is 2-year-old lilac cutting. It's a purple lilac. It's going to bloom real nice this year. It bloomed last year, but now I know it's going to bloom good this year. Everything out here is water soaked. So this is one of my wisteria. I only have one wisteria that I've gotten into a concrete pot, but hopefully I'll get more this summer. Excited about doing wisteria. Here's barely hanging on to life. Enjoying the spring rain. This is my one. Well, I have 3 black pines that I started from seed. They're all doing real nice. All these trees enjoyed the rain all night. 3 tamaracks. So one of the favorite treatments here at the tree spa is the early morning spray down with Miracle-Gro. The spruce forest is doing really nice. We were at Princess Auto last week, and they had these pump sprayers for $3 a piece. Such a deal. I've really enjoyed having them. Having as many trees as I do, finding ways to water them is very important. And these pump sprayers have been a great addition to the arsenal. So these 2 tamaracks are now fully out. Doing really nice. And the amurs are all leafed out now. Here's one of the pear trees. I just wired this one yesterday. It was all straight yesterday. They are very flexible and working out for wiring. I just took the wire off of this one yesterday. Few wire scars, but those will grow out fast. So this amur was the one that I made in a video. That video was called the Amur Maple Family Reunion quite a while back. It's done really nice. The amurs are very flexible when they're young. Just like most trees. You have to get them at the right time. These three here are climbing hydrangea cuttings. I've had trouble getting them to root, but I'm pretty sure these three are gonna live. Really hoping to develop that plant for bonsai. It's a really interesting plant. Where I have it planted outside, it just gets tortured by the wind and cold, and extremely tough. So this one's a mulberry, and these in the plastic pots are mulberries. This one's just starting to bud out. These were taken as cuttings almost 3 years ago now. Not the easiest plant to take a cutting off of. But I'm really excited to have them. And these two forests are all budded out. Looking really nice. These are all balsa fir trees. They've been a great tree to collect around here. So here's one of my trident maple cuttings. I have quite a few. And this one's in a pot that I made. And it's planted on a rock, that's why it's sitting up so high. So hopefully this summer I'll be able to expose some roots on the rock. The birch trees are just starting to come out. They're really beautiful in the spring, but they lose their beauty by about August. They get pretty ratty. This tamarac's coming out real nice. I'm considering this one a success with the wire. I love the shape of it. So here's my mother trident, and she has wasted no time going to work making cuttings for me. Won't be long till I'll get a bunch more cuttings. These two were cuttings last year on her. And this one is probably the best one. This one is also planted on a rock. And that's a bunch of cuttings in one pot there. Really exciting to develop trident maples. It just takes time. So this pine tree has a good story. This pine tree was growing right next to a guardrail. I used to pass it all the time in the car. And of course, it was really small then. This was about 3 years ago. And I knew this tree was going to get killed because the road people wouldn't have never let it grow where it sprouted. So one day I just pulled over and grabbed it. It was growing in the gravel, so it came right out. So I've had it for 3 years now. It might be a good one to put outside and keep in one spot. The pine trees have done really well outside for the winter. It's just about time to get all my lemon trees out of the basement. It's finally not freezing. And this one's been out here for a while. I've noticed that the Myers lemons they're pretty cold resistant. But this one, that's probably why this one has some bad leaves on it, because it got a little too cold. So this birch tree is starting to put on a show. They have gorgeous leaves in the spring. And this one is just starting to get some white on the trunk. It's a good one. I love the shape of this one. And this white pine it'll be going to the market. It's a really nice tree. Got a great shape. Also, this red pine will be a market tree this summer. So this birch tree has a really interesting trunk caused by the shale pit. The birch trees in particular, doesn't want to come out. Needs a good weeding. But the birch trees in the shale, they get really interesting. That one's got a really cool trunk. What else? Birds are always happy after a good rain. So this one's a balsa fir, but it was a very stunted tree that I found. So it's got an interesting shape going on it. Not how they normally grow at all. But this one was very stunted when I found it. It's developing into a nice one. Of course, they all need weeding. Yes, the birds are singing. As you can see, we're having a wet time here. Still have quite a few trees in this house. I've learned not to get them out too early here because we're forecast to have a blow now. Every time after the spring rain, we get a blow. So to avoid having to move these trees a lot, I'm better off keeping them in the house here till around the end of April. It gets more and more tempting, of course, to get them out. But they're very happy in here, being protected from the wind. The wind has been the biggest issue with them. So there you go. At least it's not cold. It's always a relief this time of year when it finally stops freezing at night. It's a long haul here to get out of winter. Here's a really nice one. This one I couldn't resist getting out. It's a red spruce. It enjoyed the rain all night. So a spring morning. Hope everyone has a great bonsai day. And I'll see you next time on Bonsai by the Sea.